The key is keep it simple, but notice how simple this is. Eliminate anxiety in 10 minutes or less. When it's simple, people can go to you because they trust you and respect you. It's everyday kind of language. But ideally, in order to get you from where you are to where you want to go, it helps to have a really good reference point, right? And we are going to get a little deeper. In fact, here's a next question I really want you to tune into in your vision and growth plan. So I want you to write down, where are you now? Where am I now? I'd like you to write revenue for the year that you're on track for, revenue per month, and how many clients per month are you generating now, approximate. Revenue you're on track for the year, revenue per month, how many clients per month are you generating? So that's where are you now? For the year, you're on track for month revenue. How many clients per month are you generating right now on average? Could be 1, it could be 0, it could be 0 to 1. Just write that, right? So whatever it is, again, the first progress starts by telling the truth. In order to get you from where you are to where you want to go, it helps to have a good reference point. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to be thinking bigger. Ideally, you're inspired to, grow 7 figures, maybe grow to 8 figure, grow to a $10 million business. In 1 year from today, what does your annual revenue look like? What do you want it to be? Fill in a number. Whatever that is for you is right for you. And I challenge you to think bigger than you've thought. Then I think if you're going to do, let's say you're going to do 10 million a year, do you know that's, it's approximately $833,333.33 a month, give or take a penny or two. That gets you to 10 million a year, right? Or you could just do $1 million a month, and $1 million a month times 12 would be 12 million a year to give you a little buffer kind of thing. So your annual revenue. So what does that look like monthly? How much monthly revenue do you do? Now, we're not going to do that now, but I encourage you also to go, how much is that per week? How much is that per day, right? At our peak of what we were generating for our business, we were doing somewhere around 2.5 to 2.7 million a month to build our company that did just under $30 million a year, right? So revenue per month for the year. And then you'll have to likely come back to this, but what would that look like as far as number of clients per month? And that number of clients will likely mean you'll go from a product or a couple. You want to make the evolution from product or couple likely to product suite. So I encourage you to be, or service suite. So you want to be thinking in terms of expansion, in terms of positive, powerful, influential languages, our product or services, and then our product or service suite. I want you to grow into a product or service suite because this allows you to roll in, the top most successful companies in the world do partnerships. Do you know that Apple does partnerships with Microsoft, who many would look at as a competitor? They do billions together. And yet the average small to medium business, 20 million and under, is like, oh, I got to fight for my territory. I'm not going to compete with a competitor or cooperate with a competitor. No, co-opetition is what the big brands do. You can do it as a small business or medium-sized business too. We can show you. We can show you how to make yourself more attractive to be able to do this. So how many clients will you need a month to hit the goals you're setting? Whatever that is. And again, whatever your vision is for that. So that leads us to step number 2 in this process, connection campaigns, which is this part of the wheel, this part of the gear. So connection campaigns. What are connection campaigns? So connection campaigns are designed specifically to get people to know you, trust you, and respect you in this process and start to move. They start to get people built here, build up confidence, build up clarity, build up certainty, build up comfort in your clients. That's what they want from you and me. Comfort, confidence, clarity, trust. We've talked about trust, and we'll get more into trust here in a second to ultimately go, yeah, I'm willing to, I trust them enough to test it. Let me test. I'll do a call with them. Let me see if they're just a bunch of, they're like a boiler room kind of environment, or they're awesome. What a great experience, right? Because at the end of the day, what's trust worth? What do you think it's worth, right? The biggest mistake is not focusing on the problem you solve for your clients, which that erodes trust because they don't feel like they're being heard. They don't feel like they're being listened to. If you've ever faced that before, part of it is they don't feel you can solve their problem. You're more worried about your thing instead of them, right? People buy from us when they feel understood, not when they understand us. It's a quote from an author. I don't remember the name. So there's 4 keys for you and I to build connection campaigns. Right? Number 1, what problem do you solve? If you're putting out a piece of content, think first, what problem does this solve? One problem. What problem, if you're going to do a video, which is very popular right now, what problem do you solve? Is your chat GPTs all become the versions of you want them to be, an AI, and it's a mini Mike AI or a mini Cheryl AI. What problem is it solving? That's how you want to be building all of this stuff. Well, if you put out a piece of written content, a social media post, think first from, okay, what problem is this going to solve? And really tune into that. Number two, create a solution that hooks to that problem. Great way to do that is ask a question. Do you struggle with? Do you worry about? Do you wonder if? Do you have a problem with? Speak to that one main thing, and that thing. Don't try to, one piece for one thing. Then make sure that the topic is in the 3 top industries if you can, right? People, whatever niche you're in, they want to know how it helps them financially. So even if you're a service business with HVAC, one of our clients who does prolific stuff in drain cleaning, they're awesome at what they do in their market for drain cleaning, right? And it's a high value service, high cash value service. At the end of the day, the customer wants to know that to some degree it's saving them money. So they're not a health company, but their messaging is related to financial aspect. It's also related to health aspect, which is a second layer, which is also making your marriage and your family more comfortable, certain, etc. Hopefully you can start to see how, wow, you're introducing me to concepts that I've never heard this described this way, the layers of it. And there's layers of it, right? That's where the mastery comes in, right? With this stuff. Number 4, create a message that tells potential clients what you solve for them, right? If they don't know you, they're not going to go to you. Like, that's as simple as it is. They can't go to you if they don't know you, right? So like some of you that are like very proud of only relying on word of mouth. Well, how many referrals do you get a month? 3? Well, the maximum number of clients you're ever going to have in a month is 3. But now if you create a systematic format for marketing and advertising and you service those clients that you get, you might only get 8 more from that. And it might cost you a little bit to get those. But if those 8 and you serve 8 of them the right way, and then 3 of the 8 give you 5 referrals, oh, you just tripled your business. But a lot of times most people don't focus on telling people how they saw and what they solved the problem for. So I want to give you a couple quick examples. This also ties into what's been brought up about messaging. And ideally, you start to be thinking, and you can walk out of this small segment as quick as it's going to be at this time. And we do workshops and we work with you on this to refine the messaging, to get it right for your sites, to get it right for your emails and all the other supporting assets that go with it. So for example, this is a great message and it's simple. In fact, one of the clients I've been fortunate enough to work with, Damon John, I got a little gift from him, which is this envelope opener, which has a nice inscription from Damon, said, thank you for the work or whatever. He says, if you can't describe what you do for somebody in 8 words or less, he wrote that in his book, Power of Broke, that they don't understand it. Now, I don't know whether it's 8 words. I've heard 9-word email. I've heard 9-word message. The key is keep it simple, but notice how simple this is. Eliminate anxiety in 10 minutes or less. This is a client of ours that she's a psychologist, and she, took her, very high accolades, PhDs, multiple degrees, all this sort of stuff, and took that out and simplified it. I help you eliminate anxiety in 10 minutes or less. And who has family and so on that isn't struggling with anxiety at some level? When it's simple, people can go to you because they trust you and respect you. It's everyday kind of language. Another one of our business clients, this is one of the messages in a guide or checklist. We put 5 roadblocks to scaling your HVAC business. Pretty simple to understand what that covers, isn't it? Right? Another one is discover the hidden causes behind your health struggle. 8 out-of-the-box ways to transform your health, which is a client of ours, Dr. Maggie, and we helped her build an entire machine and an entire campaign on Amazon to help her become a #1 bestseller. And this was in the early stages, where now she's had thousands and thousands and thousands of people get her books in multiple categories as a top seller in all these different categories, right? So there are different types of connection campaigns, by the way. So we got the 4 key steps to keep in mind. You want to keep your message simple. There's 6 different types, actually, we listed here. So 4 plus 2 bonuses. Number 1 is a case study video with a boost. So if you have clients that you could create a slide, a before and after picture. You've seen this, I'm sure, in all types of different industry. Create a before story, the before pain, the before hell, before they were dealing with their version of pain and hell, and the after version that, even if it just brought them comfort, it brought them certainty, it brought them clarity, whatever, simple things like real emotions, emotional benefit. It doesn't have to be like all this glamorous nonsense and hyperbole. The before pain and hell and the after pleasure, certainty, confidence, and comfort. And you highlight that, and you could put it on an image. Like, it could be that simple. Could be a video. So you could do a case study video with a boost. You could do an interview with them and highlight it. I'm giving you an example of how you can take one asset and turn it into multiple different assets. You could do a social post, both with the video or the image or a text explanation of it before us, but after us, video content with the boost. You could just direct a camera and tell the story and show a picture and tell the story. And do a boost. And a boost, by the way, in these different platforms means you might run an ad for $1 to $10 a day. Small budget, tiny budget, big impact to get you more and more visibility in front. And by the way, when you do this right, you can actually put it into very specific client bases too, right? Which is also powerful. Article with a boost. You can take an article and write an article about it and put a boost. You can do paid media behind it, right? To drive directly to get people to opt in. So we've covered the basics, fundamentals of your vision and growth plan and getting a good base of where you're at, where you want to go. We've talked about how you can start building. And there's, by the way, we've got literally, we did an exercise with our team and we came up with over 70 different ways you can do all these things. And time permitting, if you want me to, I will share those 70 ways and you can have a list. That way you can pick, when you're new, it's kind of like going back to the example of Mike, where we're talking about the first 100 days. Don't try to eat an elephant all in whole. Like all of those, don't try to do all 70. Just pick 3 ways you're not doing now or 3 new ways you're not doing now and improve the 2 ways you are doing it. Like that's how you can elevate your business. Small incremental improvements become exponential impact because of compounding. If you stay in the game, you do it right. So connection campaigns. And so there are 40, 50, 60, 70 different ways to do connect. These are just a couple you can get started with today. So now we're going to go to an exercise. So I want you to write down, take 1 minute. What are 1 to 3 strategies that you can implement right away? 1 to 3 strategies you can implement right away in building out more connection, more trust, more respect with your clients. Because at the end of the day, and then what are 1 to 3 things you can get implemented or work to get implemented? Because at the end of the day, low romance, because that's what it is. It's romance in advance. Think of it in a relationship, humanize, optimize, personalized framework, not put your marketing business hat on. Keep it real, keep it simple, humanize it for people. It's romance. Be romantic, but not in a sleazy, creepy, one night stand kind of way. That whole thing is outdated, of course. Be just a great human being. And you can do that. And that's what this gives you the power to do. And, low romance equals low sales. Long sales cycles typically. So what are your 1 to 3 strategies you can implement? What are 1 to 3 to get implemented right now? Which kind of is the same thing. So 1 to 3 strategies you can implement right away. Take 1 minute, jot down a couple of those notes. What's it costing you not having trust or not having connection campaigns in place in each phase of the journey? I'm going to simplify it, really simplify it, because there is more, but I'm going to simplify it. There's a before journey, meaning before you. There's a during journey, like as you're kind of courting them and looking to work together. And then there's they're doing business with you or they're a customer or client. And then there's the after they work with you. Those 4 key buckets. What are you going to do to build these things in those 4 buckets? Most people think about 1 bucket, usually the before, and then after that, they filled the bucket. They got more falling out the bottom than the top. But if you do this right, you can seal the bottom, maybe a little leak, because you're always going to have some. If I were saying something different, I'd be lying. Like a lot of the experts you and I have learned from over the years, they make it sound like it all just grows exponentially and there's never attrition. Well, yes, there is. Like that's the truth of business. It's okay. That's a normal part of all relationships, which is why marketing is really relationship building. And so what are you going to do to make sure you have these types of connection campaigns in all 4 phases of a client journey? Think about that, right? Because if you're not in just the order business, you become someone focused and committed on the reorder business. There's where your profits go exponential. And not only that, but then on top of that, what if you turn your clients, because you put such good connection campaigns in place in that part of the journey, now they referred you 3 times as many people on average and reordered from you more. How would that change the game for you? This is one of the biggest areas that most people are missing in, and it's like hidden in plain sight. People want to do it in their heart. They just never met somebody, probably until now, that actually described it, how to be able to do it this way, right? So you want to look at the client journey. How do you get them to know you, trust you, respect you, and build connection in this phase, still be building connection while you're selling, still be building connection in the third phase of fulfillment. How and what are you going to do? Ideally, you're starting to really, your mind's getting blown probably thinking about, oh my gosh, yeah, what would happen? This is how you can have advertising and marketing smart, because what's the least expensive customer for you and for me? It's one you already got. But most people put so much focus on the front end customers that are going to be more expensive. That's just the way that it is. But if you just put a little marketing also in the area of fulfillment to enhance that experience and stay until you, one of my early mentors, his name was Gary Halbert. He says, never lose your customers. Never, ever, 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 ever lose your customers. And I took that to mean I got to focus on creating essentially marketing campaigns for my customers in a cool way and not do it sleazy like a lot of other people have taught to just get referrals and give me, who do you know? Like, that's one side of it, and that can certainly help because most people don't get referrals because they just don't ask. But on top of that, you just build cool, ongoing education-based campaigns and connection campaigns. And guess what? You're front of mind to them, that instead of, I don't know if you've ever had this happen. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Hans, I forgot you did that. If I would have remembered you did that, I would have bought it from you. Well, a big reason of that is because of these lack of connection campaigns. So what's it costing you by not having them in each of these journeys? So we've covered the fundamentals of a vision and growth plan and getting the basics out of the way for your scaling. We've covered connection campaigns. Now we're going to roll into lead machines. And lead machines now they're like multipliers. We're not only getting people to know us, respect us, and trust us, we're also working to get them to consume it. If you want to go faster, maybe like Kevin, maybe like several of our clients we've been talking about already, then I want to invite you to apply. Why? In our program, we work one-on-one with you as a personal advisor. We give you accountability. We give you a peer success team. We give you weekly sprints that matches out to quarterly and annual goals, daily support, execution, and an implementation team. We give you the proven roadmaps and tools. We give you exposure. We help you level up your mental game. We help you with the financial benchmarking so you're not hit with surprises of what's not working and why. Because we get there way before that. We give you access to our team of tech support. And if you'd like our help with helping you grow your business exponentially, to help you implement and execute the marketing for you, well, I invite you to go to this link. You can do this now before they get all booked up because we all have a certain amount we make available each week. You can go to breakthrough3x.com/apply. We'll walk through a specific custom plan for you. That's what it's about, just like we did for Kevin, just like we've done with every client that we work with. We had an initial one-to-one conversation. And I know that breaks a lot of rules. We're going to talk about some of that nonsense in a minute that you've been taught, that you've been misled to not work for you. We're going to have a one-to-one conversation. We're going to review your business. And then we're going to go, here's 3 to 5 key things that you could implement that are going to be needle movers. And if you'd like that, and you'd like to learn how we can help you that way, then go to breakthrough3x.com/apply. What is Breakthrough 3x? We're a fractional CMO marketing team that brings you the tools, the systems, the team to help you execute and implement. Our model is we feed you fish and we teach you to fish, which makes it unlike masterminds, coaching, unlike agencies. It's a hybrid, bringing the best of the best together, giving you access to our team of copywriters, graphic designers, traffic experts, SEO team, email marketing pros, and more. And if we have a fit, and only if we have a fit and there's a match, what ends up happening, what's included when we work together? You get up to 26 one-to-one sessions in a year. You get our bonus day that we do once a year. You get tech onboarding setup. We walk you through Breakthrough 3X University that's customized to you. I believe it was Walter a little bit earlier was sharing the one thing for him that's been most valuable is like the sales scripting that we're making available. Other people, it will be how to go and run certain ad campaigns to drive webinar attendees and a whole lot. We customize it to you because do you really need another course? Tell me, do you? You don't need another course. You don't need another idea. You need that stuff like you need a hole in your ear. You need useful, relevant things right now to do now and then what next. Would you agree? And if not, you could say that too. We're going to introduce you to the marketing and business KPIs based on thousands of clients we've worked with over years. You get access to our annual content calendar build out. We help you build out your content calendar so it's in one place for you and your team, whether it's all internal or whether it's fractional or anywhere in between. We also give you access to our growth planner, empathy map. Many of our clients have told us this one thing, we call it beyond the avatar process, that we do with research in advance for you, for your client, is worth the whole year of working with us, just alone, because they have much more clarity on their messaging. On top of that, we give you swipe files. Now, some of you have gotten our book and some of our resources, some of those things are in there, but again, we customize it. For example, here's an example of a swipe file. We built this for a client, but we have this internally, plus we have dozens and dozens and dozens of clients we built these for. Literally, how great would it be if you could run a webinar or a live cast or a challenge, they're all kind of the same thing, and you were able to generate 228 new clients in 17 days that produced over 350,000 in revenue, and that doesn't include the back-end revenue. Would you like that blueprint? Like, this is what you get with us, right? On top of that, we give you access to bonus trainings. Our experts on our team are some of the best in the world at finance, management, and hiring to help create systems for that with you. You get access as a fractional CMO and CEO. You get access to a project manager that helps drive your, if we're fit. You get our team of copywriters, tech, automations, SEO, content. You get our traffic team that can run traffic for you. Again, we customize it to you. So all that being said, even if you wanted to write a check this second, just based on what we just covered, you couldn't. We got to see if we're a good fit. We got to see if there's alignment. We see if our values, see if there's opportunity. Our highest value client has paid us over about $1 million. We've helped them grow by over 10 million. We expect if we work together, we're going to be free to you, just like we are with our other clients. So if you want to learn more about how to be able to, set this up for your business and have us do what we do best, which is help clients grow exponentially and implement it with our team of experts, then go to breakthrough3x.com/apply. That's breakthrough3x.com/apply. Now, with that being said, one of the first most important points in this journey, especially as you're looking at getting more new leads, more conversions, higher value clients, begin with the end in mind.